All right, welcome to the Exhibit Marketers Cafe. We are open for lunch. So I am so happy to be here. I'm Marlis Arnold, for those who don't know me. And this is our weekly virtual lunch in the Exhibit Marketers Cafe for trade show professionals. We don't have a lot of structure. I've got a long list of ideas and resources and things that I want to talk about today, but I want to hear from you. So as you come on, go ahead and feel free to introduce yourself in the comments and tell us who you are and where you're from. And we're just going to kind of share some ideas and thoughts and find out, kind of touch base as to what's going on, what you're working on, what's happening where you are. So I'm going to put that up there. So go ahead and introduce yourself. And I want to just tell you a few things. First of all, today we're going to talk recommended books. So I have several books that I'm going to share. And you can feel free to hop in and share your recommended books in the comments as well. I do have the ability, I could bring people on camera if anybody wanted to. I know in the past, nobody's wanted to come on camera. And that's totally fine. I want this to be an event where you can feel comfortable. You can just kind of hang out. If you want to just be in the chat, that's great. If you want to jump in and come on camera and actually talk, that's fine too. So let's see. All right, so Rama is here. Hi, from Lev Promotions in San Diego. So I bet it's really starting to feel like summer out there. And by the way, it's supposed to be close to 80 here in Kansas City, so I thought I would dress tropical. I'm drinking Caribbean sunset tea as well today. So we're celebrating the whole tropical vibe here in the Midwest. All right, so let's see, let's go back here, and I want to just point out a few resources and also remind you that in the replay, we're going to share a lot of links and things today. I'll also make sure that I put those in the replay notes as well. Oh, wow, we're going to outrank California today. Vermont says it's in the mid-60s and raining. Well, sorry, but we did have ice on the trees last week, so we're really looking forward to these 70s coming up this week. So, all right. So let's see, a few, and go ahead and introduce yourself in the comments and keep going here. But I want to just give you a few links that I have. For those of you that maybe this is your first time joining us in the virtual lunch, some things that I wanted to let you know, some resources I've created for you. I did a post, a blog post / podcast last month on tips from working from home. I've been doing it for over 20 years. So you'll find that on the Trade Show Insights blog. And if you just go to the main page and you scroll down to where the section says podcast, you'll find it right there. And we're going to talk a little bit more on a couple of things here. I also created a list of recommended business tools because so many people now are working from home for the first time and needing tools to communicate with their team and get things done and all that kind of stuff. I do want to share, I'm trying to think how to be politically correct on this. There is a popular service out there you may have heard of called Zoom, and they've been having a lot of issues as of late because they went basically from, what was it, like 10 million in December to now like there's like 100 million people using it. I mean, it's just crazy. But with fast growth also comes challenges, we'll say. So my husband, Alan, actually is helping behind the scenes. So Alan is going to put up a link. Zoom is having security issues. So if you have been on a Zoom call, and you've had what's known as Zoom bombing happen, where somebody invades your room, and it is happening on a fairly regular basis, from what I understand, that somebody can hijack a room and take over the conversation, post explicit or hateful things. So here is a link. And again, I will have these links in the replay, so you don't have to worry about typing all this out. But it's really important that you check your security settings for your Zoom meetings. So do go and take a look at this article. This is WordFence is a website security company. So that's what they do, is they focus on security, and they're always looking at what's the latest hacks and all that kind of stuff. So they have a really great article on how to help protect yourself. Along those lines, going back to the list of business tools that I was just telling you about, if you don't really need video, you know, I think everybody now, it's like it's all new and it's exciting or it's a fun toy to play with. But the internet is, as you can imagine, is just being clogged. And so most services like YouTube, Facebook, they're all throttling it down to where you can't do HD video anymore, which really isn't necessary for video conference anyway, for the most part. So, but if you really don't need the video, why not just do an audio conference? So on that business tools page, let me go back there. On this page, I've got a couple of links to a couple of conference call services I use, and you're going to love them for one reason when you hear their names. One is freeconferencecall.com. The other one is freeconferencecalling.com. But notice both of them have free in the name. And one of them, I always get them confused. I think it's Free Conference Call that has video capabilities as well. So it's not just phone conferencing, but I've used both of these services for years. You know, they even, the one I know for sure, and possibly both, have international capabilities. So they have international numbers. So if you're calling, you know, and you've got people joining in from all around the world, it's a fabulous service. I use it when I do my podcast interviews, you know, because you can do call recording. So, you know, just lots and lots of great features, and they're both free. So why not? So be sure you go to the business tools page and check that out. And then also, if you are looking at project management systems, you know, Trello is a popular one everybody hears about. I use a tool called Plutio, and I absolutely love it. I use it. I'm a sticky notes girl, and I have Post-its all over the place. Just ask Alan. But I finally have started weaning myself away from all my sticky notes and to-do lists, you know, little scraps of paper, and I put everything into Plutio, and that way I can track all of my projects, all of my things I'm working on. I even have a checklist for this. So like when we're done, I will go through my little checklist, and I will make sure, you know, I get the replay up. I'll set the links and change them for next week and all those kinds of things. So, so this is a chart. This is actually part of the class that I created, Essential Time Management Strategies for Exhibit Marketers. But I put the free project management systems chart out there for you, so you can kind of compare and see what the different features are of the different systems. So that's another tool. Let's see. All right, so just some other resources I wanted to share. We're really lucky where we live. We've got a fantastic library system, and I bet you probably, especially if you're in a larger city, I bet you have a great library system you can tap into as well. A couple of things I know our library has that you might want to investigate. They just announced that Ancestry, the website, they've got access to the library edition to be used at home for free for this month. So if you want to catch up and do any of your family history and stuff, that's a great thing to check out. See if your library is tied into that. We also have access, which I think most libraries do, to Overdrive, which is a service that provides audiobooks, ebooks, and even movies. I've never investigated movies on the service, so I don't know how that works, but I know that that's one of the features. But there's also an app that you can get on your phone that's called Libby, Libby, and that taps into Overdrive, and you can read the ebooks and listen to the audiobooks right there on your phone. So, Anyway, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you have kids, Alan's going to share a couple of links we've got from IAAPA, which is the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions. There we go. So the folks at IAAPA put together a list, and it was shared on Forbes, of family attractions that you can go on and check out online. So Alan, I'll have you type that one in, and I'll put that link up. And again, these are going to be crazy long links, so don't worry about it too much. You could always, go to Forbes and do some Googling or do some searching on their site. But anyway, so let's see. I don't see that. Oh, there we go. So it looks like it's coming from me, but actually Alan's typing these in. So this is visit family attractions virtually, zoos, parks, aquariums, museums, and more. So that's a great one for you to go check out. IAAPA also has a really neat article, and there's like a few more links in the article of virtual activities. But another reason I want you to check it out is to think about it from the perspective of trade shows. So Alan's going to also share that link for us here, but it's called How to Engage Guests. Let's see. Got to get to the right one here. How to Engage Guests When the Gates Are Closed. So it's geared towards, again, the amusement park audience, but there's some really good tips in there. So if you think of it instead as how to engage attendees, or if you're show organizer, how to engage exhibitors when trade shows, convention centers are closed. So there's some good tips in there that you can think about of ways to, things you could do to communicate and keep that relationship going. If your show has been canceled or if it's been postponed, or whatever, just kind of go through and look at some examples and do a little brainstorming. Because amusement parks is one thing that I always tell exhibitors, there's a lot you can learn. I actually did a podcast episode a while back. Again, you can go to tradeshowinsights.com and just do a search for theme park, because I forgot to look up the actual title of what it was, but I know theme park is in the title. So, but you can go and read about things that you can learn from a theme park of how to incorporate those things into your trade show. So that's another resource for you. Couple other quick things I'm going to have Alan post real quick. There's a website called Deep Space Sparkle. And so it's a lady who is an art teacher, and she usually works with art teachers, but she's put up some lesson plans that parents can use with their kids. So we've got a link for that. So I hear my audio is maybe a problem, so let me just check here real quick. Alan, my audio coming through okay to you? And if it is weird, it could have something to do with, again, we were talking about the bandwidth and how, things are a little wonky sometimes online. So hopefully it'll work itself out. But anyway, so this is a link to a fun activity you might want to check out. Okay. And then also, if you want to do some reading or to check out some business books, I'm gonna mention a few here, but there's another site that I know Alan's a big fan of called Get Abstract, and we just discovered yesterday that they're doing free. They're doing a free month. Let's see. Through May 18th, they're allowing free access. And so basically it's kind of like Cliff Notes for business books. So Alan's going to put that link up there. Hi, Nicole. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you got to be here today. All right. So here is the link for the Get Abstract. So just go and check that out. And like I said, they've got, if you click over to the pricing page, you'll see they've got that free plan there. And from what I understand, I haven't gone in and signed up yet, but it sounds like it's access to anything between now and May 18th. So, go in and check out some of those business books that you might want to investigate. Speaking of, I am going to get a quick drink, and then I'm going to start showing you some of my recommended books. All right. So first up is Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And this one is really great. It is how great leaders inspire everyone to take action. And the focus is that it talks about don't start with what you do, start with why you do it. And what's in it for your audience. So, it's just, and Simon Sinek, he's got a fabulous, if you haven't seen it, he's got a fabulous TED Talk that you might want to go check out. So that's a good one. This is a classic, or I should say this is a retooled classic that I've been recommending for 20 years. And if you go to Exhibitor Show, you're probably familiar with Jim Gilmore. This is the new version of the experience economy. And the original one, I absolutely love. I mean, I've been a fan of the experience economy, the whole theory of that, for 2 decades. And if you've sat in on any of my webinars or my exhibitor training, I'm big on experience. Well, and I just mentioned earlier about the podcast that I did about theme parks as an example. So, but it's Competing for Customer Time, Attention, and Money. It's by Joe Pine and Jim Gilmore. So, whoops, not good at the backwards thing here. But anyway, this is the new version. Just came out in December for the 20th anniversary of the book. So I'm anxious to go through this and see, because they've got a lot of new examples and updates and things in there. So that's another great one. And again, I haven't checked out if any of these are on Get Abstract, but you might be able to get access to some of those. This one I have not read yet, but it comes highly recommended. Indistractable, How to Control Your Attention and Choose Your Life by Nir Eyal. And I've heard him on a podcast. You talk time management. This is about how to focus and how to, get things done without being, like those of us who like squirrel. So anyway. Oh, Nicole says Simon Sinek is doing a virtual book club on LinkedIn. Wow, that's cool. I'll have to go check that out. Thanks. I hadn't heard that yet. See, that's why I love these virtual lunches, because we all can share ideas and things, and everybody benefits. So, all right. So, the next one is Sally Hogshead. Oops. Sally Hogshead originally wrote the book Fascinate several years ago, and she's developed a, this is not Fascinate, by the way, but I'll get to that in a second. But she's developed a system she calls the 49 personality archetypes. So this is very cool. So it's a chart basically, and you find, where you line up in these 2 categories. So like for me, I'm what's called the catalyst. I'm a combination of passion and innovation. So if you know me, you know I'm constantly innovating. And I'm very passionate about what I do. So, but anyway, so this is her other book. So she's got Fascinate was her first one. And then this is How the World Sees You. So this goes through the different personality type, the different archetypes, and how how you relate to other people. So it's a little bit different spin rather than the traditional personality, what I want to say, quizzes or analysis or whatever. But anyway, I love the way Sally approaches things. She happens to also be a catalyst, so maybe that's why I like her. But anyway, and she's got some great videos and things online too, so go check those out. And then the last one I wanted to share This is another one that I haven't read yet, but maybe during this at-home time I may get to it. This is called Creativity Inc. by Ed Catmull. And this is overcoming the unseen forces that stand in the way of true inspiration. So this is, let's see. Yeah, so his background is Pixar animation. So thus, Buzz Lightyear on the cover. But anyway, so it's kind of that whole imagination and creativity and bringing it into the realm of business. So anyway, so that one is another one that's definitely been on my to be read list for a while. So share, what are you reading? What do you think is a great book that you want to recommend? I don't want to monopolize all of the recommendations here. So go ahead and share those. I'm going to just look real quick here at my list of things. So I'm going to pop over to comments and see if we've got anything else here. Nicole, do you have any other, or Rama? I know the two of you are here. I haven't seen anybody else introduce themselves. So do either of you have any book recommendations you want to share? And also after the fact too, check the comments because we may have people leaving comments with book recommendations. So if you're still looking for other things to read, or if you're just, looking for things to skim and get abstract. Oh, Rama's got some great things here. Okay, so for books in the realm of customer service, I highly recommend anything by Jeff Toyster of Toyster Performance Solutions. One of his books on Amazon looks like Getting Service Right, Overcoming Outstanding something. So anyway, so we'll have to go check that out because I'm not familiar with that one. So let's see, and then and Alan has one he's sharing. I know he's been reading that. Someday is Not a Day in the Week by Sam Horn. Sam is a girl, by the way. Sam is another really, really clever, fun author to read. I love her book. I have her book Pop. She's also done another one called Tung Fu instead of Kung Fu. So she's very much about creative marketing. And then let's see, Nicole says, I'm listening to The Other Side of the Leash. That one's intriguing just by the title. We'll have to all go check that one out and see what it is. Okay, Rama says, if I remember correctly, one of my stories is in the book. Oh, awesome. Another reason we all need to go find that one, right? So, Rama, what is the actual title? Because I know Amazon sometimes does weird. So I know we've got the whole long link there, but if you could just type in real quick what the actual title is, Getting Service Right, and I assume Overcoming something is the subtitle, but. Oh, okay, Nicole just adopted a new puppy. Okay, yeah, that is like a big thing right now. I'm hearing that the animal shelters are actually running low on inventory because people are going and adopting pets during this time, so that's pretty cool. All right, here we go with the actual thing. Getting Service Right, Overcoming the Hidden Obstacles to Outstanding Customer Service, I suppose. So, okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds like a really good one too. Because in the trade show world, we are not only in marketing and sales, we are definitely in customer service. And so we need to know that, we need to learn the techniques and things to do to be more efficient customer service relators, I guess I should say. So awesome. So we got some good suggestions here. I know one other one is not a book, but another link I want to have Alan put up there. TSNN did an article that's really good too right now. Some tips on boosting your immunity and staying healthy. So I wanted to share that link. And I'm just kind of looking through here to see. Here's that link. How to boost your physical and mental immunity during stressful times. So again, you could go to TSNN and just type immunity in the search. And I know that's how I brought it up yesterday. So, so they're easier ways to find some of these rather than trying to type the whole link in there. So, all right. Well, I think that's pretty much what I had on my list for today. So, those of you who are still with us here and live in the cafe, any last thoughts, any other tips or ideas you want to share, just go ahead and type those in the comments. And remember, we're doing this every Tuesday, at least through the month of April. So, feel free to come back next Tuesday, or if you're watching the replay and you missed it live, you want to come join us live next week, that's great too. And I'm going to go back here and just check again. What topics could we put on for our clients during this time? I'm not quite sure. You mean what topics could you do for your, or you mean what things could you talk about with your clients? Can you clarify just a little bit, Nicole, what you mean by that question? Or is that a topic you want to do next week, is talk about what we can do for clients? Oh, okay. So you're thinking of doing some outreach like webinars. Okay. So yeah. So, we can maybe next time we can do some brainstorming on things that we can do. Definitely go take a look at that IAAPA article that I shared. It may give you some ideas of some things. Some other things that you can do to reach out to your customers is, just thinking about what questions might they have. That's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm trying to think about what is the trade show community looking for? What can I do to be of service? And, and also feel free, Nicole, if you want to reach out to me personally on LinkedIn, and, we can have a little bit of a conversation. But, yeah. So, okay, yeah, we can put that down for a topic for next week of how to connect, how we can each connect with our own clients and prospects. So, okay, cool. All right. I think that looks like that is it for the comments. So we will plan on that next week. And I want to thank you for joining us today for virtual lunch. I know it's not lunchtime for everybody everywhere, and so I really appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your day. I hope you gained some helpful tools, and we will see you back here next week. Oh, looks like I got a couple more comments. Mama says, stay well, everyone. Yes, definitely. You too. And Nicole says, this is actually wonderful to find you this way. I haven't seen you since several Exhibitor Lives ago. Well, see, isn't that so cool? Even though we all missed Exhibitor Live last week, this is a fun way that we can all connect. So anyway, so great to have you guys here. And we will see you next Tuesday, same time, same place. Different link though, so be sure you go back to the exhibitmarketerscafe.com/lunch, and the new link will always be posted on that page. So that's kind of like our home base, and then each time it will link out to the current broadcast. So, all right, stay well, Nicole, Rama, everybody else who's tuning in, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye.